Hello and welcome to Ryan Midgley's channel and how to play Magic the Gathering. Phase 2, summoning your creatures. Now, obviously this is just what a card looks like. And the simple thing is you have different phases between each step. You have a draw phase, which is, if I show you here, say this is your deck, you draw phase, you draw a card, keep it in your hand. You normally have 7 cards to start with in a game, heads or tails to see who goes first or decide between you, and then you draw your card. So let's say I have 7 cards with me already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I've got my 7 cards, right? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, there's 7. Just checking. So your hand won't always be like this. You get your deck shuffled at the beginning by your opponent, so you're not cheating. So I've got 4 lands, which is 2 forests, 2 islands, 1 gate, an artifact, and an instant. Now, when you look at this for a hand, it's not the best. You do want normally a creature in your hand, but some people could deal with it because instants and stuff in a blue deck, because I play with blue and greens, is normally a good start. So, first phase, draw a card. Now obviously this is a land, so it's not going to be any use. Most of them are lands, so what I will do instead, just for this occasion, just for showing you, we'll say I've just drawn this creature. It's the 1 forest on 1 island, which I showed in the last video of a 2/2. Obviously, stick by the rules. You draw a card if it's an island, keep the island. If not, then you know, good for you when you're playing it. So normally you could get your gates on the field, which for this one has to go into the battlefield tapped. And when you tap it, in your next turn you can add a green or blue to your mana pool. That doesn't mean search your deck for green or blue. That means you tap it, you can use it as a green or a blue. So we'll say in our main phase, which is the next phase after this, we'll put this down and we'll say end turn, because I can't play anything. It's 4, 2, and 3. So they'll have their turn and they'll say back. Now what happens here, we draw again, we get a land. Now this is called your upkeep phase. So you have your draw phase, upkeep phase, and then your main phase. Now that means some cards say for every upkeep you get a +1/+1 boost to your creature. So that's what would happen. Now I use this as the green or blue, so I have full advantage of my land. I'm going to play an island because most of my colours are blue, and with your upkeep phase you get caught in untap phase as well. Completely forgot, you just untap your cards. So here we go, we've got an island and we've got a gate. Now you see Zamek Guildmage has 2 costs, 1 forest and 1 island, so I'll tap 2. This is the forest, this is the island, and I'll summon this card. Once your land's tapped, you cannot untap it unless you have an ability like Gurks the Planewalker has, or unless you have an enchantment or something to untap them. They stay tapped until your next turn. So I've played the Guildmage, and now you're thinking, yes, got a creature, let's go attack. Now the only problem with that would be you can't attack when you've just summoned a creature, because they have something called Summoning Sickness. This basically means you can't attack with that creature once you've just summoned it using your mana or your land. So, and you can't use its abilities either, or well, tap abilities. So I could use one of it which says this turn each creature you control enters a battlefield with an additional +1/+1. It costs 2. I've paid 2. I can't untap it to tap it again to play it. So Once they're tapped, they're useless, basically. So we end our turn. He's got nothing, it comes back to us. Draw again, got main phase 1. We'll play a forest this time. These become untapped. And now we have got this card here. Cost the number there, which is 2. Quite hard to see because the camera's blurry. But it says 2 and an island. Now, that 2 means, when there's nothing with it, 2 of any type of land. So I could have a mountain, a swamp, and an island, and I could play it with Wild Island and the other 2 cards. So we'll tap 3, and obviously you play that, it goes away. Now them 3 are useless. Now your creature could attack this turn from some, now it's came out of Summoning Sickness. You can also use its tap abilities as well. Now, you do have the problem of A, they might summon a creature. Let's say they've summoned Rubbleback Rhino, because that's in my hand. So say they've summoned Rubbleback Rhino. Well, obviously at a full disadvantage. Rubbleback Rhino is a 3/4. I know it's hard to see, but it's a 3/4. And it has hexproof, which means it can't be targeted by spells or abilities its opponents control. But we're there, and we know we're in trouble. 3/4 against a 2/2. It's obviously 3/4's gonna win. So I will show you with a different creature. Say we have. This is the only problem because they're all flying, but we'll have the 5/6 here, and we'll have our 8/7 here. Now, we've got strong cards, they've got a strong card, and we'll go into what we call a battle phase, which is normally done after your main phase, if you want to play anything in your main phase. So now we're on our battle phase. Now, creatures with flying can only be blocked by creatures with reach, which means they get block flying, or flying creatures herself. So, for example, we've got Sphinx here, flying 8/7. We've got Sphinx here, flying 5/6. And obviously these 2 do not have flying. So, let's say I want to attack for 8. As you can see, it shows there. 8/7, the one on the left here, which is the 8, is your power, 7 is your toughness, or your defensive power. So I'll be attacking for 8. Now, what he can do as the opponent is either take the 8 and make him go down to 12, or he can block with his Sphinx. I know this will look upside down to you, but his Sphinx is a 5/6. With flying, so take the 8 and go down to 12, which is a big hit. No one else wants that. You get either a rescue creature or make it die. Now, the way that the attacking and blocking system works is I attack for 8. So he's got to use his defensive power, the one on the right. So his would be 6. Now you do 8 take away 6, which leaves him a -2. So his toughness is gone. And now what happens, he attacks back to me with his 5. So 5 take away 7 leaves me a 2. So I have 2 toughness, and he wastes all of his. This creature would be destroyed. So you've got rid of 1. And now, if you went with the Zamek Guildmage attacking with a 2/2, he has a 3/4. So I attack with a 2. He still has 2 toughness from a 3/4, and then he would attack back at me with his 3 power, and I have 2 toughness, which means my Guildmage would die. Now, let's say that we have a creature that's a 4/3. We'll pretend this Guildmage is a 4/3, and we've got Rubbleback Rhino, which is a 3/4. Now, let's say he's attacking me. So he's attacking. He's got 3 damage, to my 4 toughness. Now I still get left with 1 toughness. Now I have my, let's see, it's 3, 4. Oh no, I've got it up here. This is a 4, 3. Yeah, so type of 3, I'd have no toughness, sorry, because this is a 4, 3 and this is a 3, 4. So 3 to the 3 toughness. Obviously we're both on 0. Now I attack with my 4 power, which is 1 on the left, to his 4 toughness, which is 1 on the right. They both got 0, so effectively these both would die. And when you attack, you tap your monster and it can't be untapped until the end of your opponent's turn, so your next turn, basically on your upkeep or untap phase. When you're blocking, your creature will stay untapped, which means that you will be able to attack next turn as well. So that is the basics of how you use your creatures to attack and block. You can do in public, which is level 1 judging, if you want to be with the judges. You can do multiple blocking, which is like if that's a 3-4, I can block it with a 2-2 and a 1-1, and then my 2 cards would die and this 3-4 would die as well. So that's how you use your attacking and blocking and how you summon your creatures. I hope you enjoyed it. I think next I'm going to be showing you how to know what abilities do within some cards. So that'll be looking at your hexproof, your trample, your death touch, stuff like that you normally see on an everyday basis when you're playing Magic the Gathering. So hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and keep in tune.